Ever wondered why your wallet feels so light at the end of the month? We've all been there, haven't we? The calendar flips to its final pages, and suddenly it feels like the money fairy has taken a vacation. The cash that seemed to flow so freely at the start of the month has now trickled down to mere pennies. And you find yourself asking that recurring question, where has all my money gone? This phenomenon, my friends, is what we commonly refer to as the dreaded month-end crunch. It's that gut-wrenching feeling when you realise you've got more month left than money. And let's be honest, it's not a pleasant place to be. The month-end crunch is like that uninvited guest who shows up just when the party is winding down. It's the cloud that looms over the festive joy of payday, casting a shadow on our financial freedom. It's the stress that gnaws at your peace of mind, the anxiety that keeps you up at night, and the fear that makes you dread the arrival of bills. But here's the thing. This isn't an issue that's exclusive to you or me. It's not a problem that only affects the young or the old, the rich or the poor. The month-end crunch is a widespread issue, a global phenomenon that has its grip on people of all ages and income brackets. From the fresh-out-of-college intern to the seasoned executive, from the single parent to the double-income family, everyone has felt the pinch of the month-end crunch at some point or the other. So, if you're sitting there nodding along, recognizing your own experiences in this narrative, take heart. You're not alone in this. The month-end crunch is a common enemy, one that we all battle with. But don't worry, you're not alone, and there are ways to tackle this issue head-on. There are strategies to outsmart this unwelcome guest, tactics to keep your financial freedom intact, and tools to ensure your wallet stays filled right till the very end of the month. So buckle up, folks, as we embark on this journey to crush the dreaded month-end crunch. First, we need to understand why this happens. So, what's draining your money? Let's start with one of the most common culprits: lack of budgeting. Budgeting, or the lack thereof, is like a ship sailing without a compass. You might have a destination in mind, but without a clear plan, you're leaving yourself at the mercy of the winds and waves. When you don't track where your money is going, it's easy for it to slip through your fingers like sand. Next up is impulse buying. It's that extra pair of shoes you didn't plan to buy, the new gadget you just had to have, or that takeaway coffee you treat yourself to each morning. These little purchases might seem harmless in isolation, but they can add up to a significant dent in your wallet over time. Then we have unexpected expenses. Life has a way of throwing curveballs at us, from sudden car repairs to medical bills. If you're not prepared for these unexpected costs, they can quickly deplete your funds and leave you scrambling at the end of the month. Finally, there's the lack of savings. Savings aren't just for long-term goals like buying a house or planning for retirement. They also serve as a safety net for when things go wrong. Without savings, you might find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, with nothing left over at the end of the month. But it's not enough to just know these causes. It's crucial to identify which of these are personal spending habits. Are you an impulse buyer? Do you often find yourself unprepared for unexpected expenses? Or perhaps you're not setting aside enough for savings? Identifying your personal habits is the key to understanding where your money is going. Understanding the problem is the first step towards a solution. After all, you can't fix what you don't know is broken. So take a moment to reflect on your spending habits. It's the first step on the path to taking control of your finances and ensuring you're not left with nothing at month's end. Budgeting might sound boring, but it's the cornerstone of good money management. Let's delve into the concept of budgeting. It's essentially a financial plan that helps you prioritize your spending, keeping track of how much money you're bringing in and where it's going out. It's about making conscious choices with your money rather than wondering where it all went at the end of the month. Now, why is this important? Well, imagine you're going on a road trip. You wouldn't just hop in the car and start driving, right? You'd plan your route, check the weather, and pack accordingly. Budgeting is the same. It's about planning your financial journey so you don't end up stranded in the middle of nowhere with an empty wallet and a mountain of bills. So how do you create a budget? First, you need to understand your income and expenses. Your income is pretty straightforward. It's the money coming in from your job, any side gigs or passive income sources. Expenses, on the other hand, can be a bit trickier to track. They often fall into two categories: fixed expenses, which are the same each month like rent or mortgage payments, and variable expenses, which fluctuate like groceries or entertainment. Once you have this information, you can create a budget that fits your needs. You can use a simple spreadsheet or even a piece of paper and a pen. However, If you prefer a more tech-savvy approach, there are numerous apps and tools that can help you keep track of your budget. Apps like Mint or You Need a Budget can connect to your bank accounts, categorize your expenses, and even send you alerts when you're close to overspending in a category. And remember, a budget isn't set in stone. It's a living, breathing document that should evolve with your life and financial goals. If something isn't working, don't be afraid to make adjustments. A good budget is like a roadmap for your money. It guides you towards financial stability and freedom, helping you navigate the ups and downs of your financial journey. Let's dive into the world of savings. It's not as scary as it sounds. Welcome to the realm of financial freedom, where the power to control your future lies in your hands. Let's explore some strategies for saving money. Yes, it's possible even if you're living paycheck to paycheck. The first strategy is simple. Set aside a certain percentage of your income each month, right after you receive your paycheck. Think of it as paying yourself first. Whether it's 10%, 20%, or even just 5%, the key is consistency. Now, what if you're already on a tight budget with little wiggle room? Well, that brings us to our second strategy, cutting back on non-essential expenses. Take a moment to reflect on your spending habits. Are you buying that expensive latte every morning? Or perhaps you're subscribed to multiple streaming services when you only use one or two. It's about identifying the wants from the needs and then making mindful decisions. Remember, every little bit counts. Next, we have the concept of an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable, and having a safety net can provide peace of mind. Start by setting a goal. It could be 3 months' worth of expenses, 6 months, or even just one to start with. The aim is to build a buffer that can help you navigate unforeseen circumstances without derailing your financial stability. But of course, saving is not just about cutting back and setting money aside, it's also about growing your money. Consider low-risk investment options like a high-yield savings account or a certificate of deposit. These can provide a small but steady return on your savings. Saving money is a journey, not a destination. It requires discipline, patience, and the willingness to make sacrifices today for a better tomorrow. But the reward? Financial freedom and the peace of mind that comes with it. Remember, every little bit you save adds up. Now let's talk about some practical steps you can take to better manage your money. Firstly, shopping with a list is a must. This helps you focus on what you need rather than what you want. It's a simple rule, but it's a game changer. It'll keep those impulsive buys at bay, and your wallet will thank you for it. Secondly, make it a habit to compare prices before making purchases. Whether it's groceries, clothes, or gadgets, a little bit of research can save you a pretty penny. And remember, it's not always about finding the cheapest option. It's about finding the best value for your money. Then let's talk about food. We all need it, we all love it, but it can be a major drain on our finances if we're not careful. Planning your meals ahead can save a lot on food expenses. By knowing what you're going to eat each day, you eliminate the need for last-minute takeaways or convenience foods, which tend to be more expensive. Also, don't shy away from seeking professional advice if you need it. There's no shame in needing a little help, and there are plenty of resources available for you. Financial advisors, budgeting apps, online tutorials. These can all provide valuable insights and help you create a plan that works best for you. Remember, it's not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about making small, consistent efforts that add up over time. Each penny saved is a penny earned. Each wise decision brings you one step closer to financial stability. Finally, be patient with yourself. Money management is a skill, and like any skill, it takes time to learn and master. You'll make mistakes along the way, and that's okay. What matters is that you learn from them and keep going. Managing your money well is an ongoing process, but with these tips, you're well on your way. So let's get started, shall we? Your journey towards better financial health begins now.